In this video, I'm going to talk about whether you should rent or buy when you arrive. Or typically, you will be renting for a short period of time because it's difficult to buy immediately. But the question that's been asked is, should I rent or should I buy? And there's a number of things that you have to consider when you're arriving here. Now, many people are selling properties overseas, they're selling land overseas, they're coming with considerable sums of money. So some are in a position to purchase straight away. What that would entail if you're doing that, and probably maybe that's another video, but you'd be in an Airbnb for maybe a few months whilst the purchase goes through, because you can now do everything online. Wouldn't suggest picking a house online, but people have asked about that ability to do that. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. Do I rent or do I buy? Now, there are many considerations. You may be single, maybe a couple, or a family. And each of those requires a different decision. So I'm going to give an overview of this, and you take from it what you need in order to make your decision. So here's what happens. When you arrive in Canada, there's, and I will tell you, for rentals, it's competitive. There are a lot more people looking for rentals than there are rentals available. Let's be actually absolutely clear about that. Doesn't necessarily mean that you go out and purchase straight away. Typically, when you arrive, you're going to rent, or you should rent, for at least a year, at least 2 years. Most people are comfortable within 2 years as to what they want to do after that. And the reason I say that is your ability to access different areas and locations is based on whether you drive or not. So where you rent or where you buy will determine your place of work, schools for the children if you're a family. Now, let me just talk about that for a minute whilst we're on that topic. The children's ability to go to school, to go to a certain school, will be determined by where you live. So every area has a number of schools that you can select from, and very rarely can you go outside that unless it's a private school. So just think about that before you purchase. So being able to rent means that if you rent for a year and you just don't like the area, you don't like the school, you can always move with the required notice, which is another video. If you buy a property and you find that you don't like the area, or there's something about the location you're not happy with, maybe it's too far from work, a number of things. You're going to lose money if you sell it within a short period of time. Most homes, if you buy a home and you keep it, anything between 5 and 7 years before you're going to see any kind of pay down or anything like that. If you're selling it, then you've got the mortgage period to deal with. So have you locked in for 5 years? Have you locked in for 10 years? Have you locked in for 3 years? There'll be penalties to pay there. Then you've got to pay lawyers' fees again. Then you have to pay the real estate agent. Again, that's another video. So think carefully about buying as opposed to renting when you arrive, even if you have the funds to do it. It gives you, settle down, get to know your neighbors. You're going to, in a year or two, you're going to garner a lot more information about where you really want to be, as opposed to coming in this bribe within a few months just because you can. Take care. See you next video.